Okay, so this is a little test for a player to see that he can hit the ball out in front of the plate consistently. Now, typically a ball that is out like this, you'd want to drive the other way. But what I'm doing with Zander here is trying to see if he can commit to a down the line finish with good posture over the outside part of the plate. So even though this is something that you wouldn't do in a game per se, what we're trying to do here is see if he can cover the outside part of the plate without extending his arms. That plate is set up outside. I'm sorry, the tee is set up outside, and I'm asking him to get around it with posture and not by extending his arms. And by posture, I mean having his body come over the plate as opposed to his hands extend. And you're going to see him get to do that. You'll see his head get over the ball. See that his spine gets in a line there over the plate, and that's kind of what we're looking for. That allows him to impact the ball. What great flexion Zander has there. Look at that. Look at the barrel just flex. That's great bat speed, and the flexion and impact causes that. You can see that he is flexed at impact. So what great just torque and bat speed and flexion Zander has there. I always, sometimes you'll see a frame like that and you'll just go, wow, isn't that the coolest thing? And that really is. So, but back to what I was talking about. At impact, you can see that he has impacted this baseball on the barrel, and his hands are effectively close to his body, and that's important. A lot of times young kids will extend those arms to get to that ball, and that's unnecessary. That's not an authentic move to the ball. So what I was trying to see from Zander here was, could I get him to do this? And the answer was yes. So I wanted to highlight a couple of these things for Zander to show him what he's doing right, and maybe a couple of things that he can maybe be a little bit better at. But all in all, there aren't a whole lot of holes in this young man's swing. It's very, very nice, and we're going to make it better and more powerful and impactful on the baseball at impact. So here he is again with good flexion at impact here, and he did get around it and pull it. So what I'm going to see here is him not fight for extension. Watch him keep the. Let me clear this up real quick. He will keep the bat relatively close to his body. A lot of times you'll see batters after they make impact, they'll want to go ahead and extend their arms here, instead of keeping that flexion in the elbow here. So you're going to see Zander turn rather than extend, and you're going to get more power doing that. You'll see him turn here through the ball. In fact, look how long he is before he breaks his wrist. One of the things I was challenging him with was a check swing drill where I would not let him break his wrist. And this is a full swing, and look how long he is before he finally breaks his wrist. Even right here, he has just kind of started to break his wrist well after impact. Impact occurs way back here, and he'll keep that palm up, palm down, static flex position well after impact, and that's what we're looking for. Okay, that's going to serve him very well when he's older. Now, if you look at the finish here, one of the things I pointed out to him is it's high. And the reason it's high is because of the amount of posture he needed to get to that ball. It's a good thing, as his father noted. You'll see that. One of the things that I'd like to see more from Z here is he is a little bit on his toe. And by his toe, I mean his stride foot. So if you pay attention right here, okay, you'll see that body. He'll roll his ankle a little bit, but it's on his toe as opposed to his heel. And we know, see that right there? If you look at that foot, you'll see his heel come up a little bit there. We know that the batter that gets the most out of impact uses his heel on the ground at impact as opposed to his toe. Now, is the end of the world? No, of course not. Just a small little thing that he can work with to more efficiently use the ground to power through the ball. But so many good things going on here. I mean, look at the Coach Pat would be happy about this one. If you look at the flexion in his shirt, he always preaches is a player making his shirt move, and usually what he means by that is usually there's a name right about here, your name, your last name would be there, and he always looks to see what player makes his name move so that you can't see a letter. And you can see here Z is moving his shirt in the back because he's recruiting those rear muscles there. Another thing I like here too is look at the good barrel load that he has here, okay? And one of the things he does very well that's tough to teach, and actually his younger brother is even better than him at this, is he will flatten out here. So he is nice and loaded there, but that barrel is flat too. So he goes through that hitting window flat on an efficient path, creating that angular velocity. Now we can't see his lever at impact, but it's got to be pretty good. It's good right there. You see that nice long radius right there that we're looking for. Okay, outstanding stuff. Look how coiled he is, and there's that front foot open. And good turn, good follow through. Again, just more pushing through the ground with that heel will go a long way here, but he does have good back knee drive, so he's getting into the ball. But a little bit more on the front heel would be helpful. I've got an idea as to how we're going to address that next time. But lots of good stuff here from Z. And for any young player, if you want to know how much success they'll have, carry and making impact with posture rather than extension, have them hit an outside ball and pull it. Again, it's not something we ask them to do in a game, but if we want to see if they'll be able to get to the barrel at impact without extending their arms, there's no better drill. And that's why I have him do that, challenging him by asking him to hit the L screen. The point of this was, again, this is implicit learning. We talk about this a lot. Instead of saying, hey, Zander, do this, do that, use flexion when you hit the ball, roll that front foot, stay over the plate. Instead of saying all those things all the time, I say, all right, Z, I need you to hit this ball, okay, right here. Hit that ball off of that net. And don't extend your arms, stay over the plate when you do it. That's it. I'll give him a couple of simple directives so that he doesn't have to think about too much. But if he executes those little things that I ask him to do, then the mechanics take care of themselves. And that's the trick to helping younger batters. Getting them, you have to be smart enough as a coach to put them in positions where to put them in a position where they are accomplishing something that is not only doable but has purpose. So the other day I had my nephew. He was hitting, and he hasn't been having a lot of luck lately. So instead of having him hit a baseball, well, I just threw a basketball at him. Said, here, hit this. Get his confidence going. And then after a while, we start to work into the baseball, and then we back off, and the next thing you know, he's crushing the ball again. So give them a task. And in this case, Zander's task was hit an outside pitch, pull it, and hit it into the L screen. And if he does it with flexion, and if he does it with good posture, he's going to make good contact on the barrel and not off the end of the bat. That's what that's all about. That's it.